Well, hey y'all, today we are going to be grilling on the charcoal grill. And I'm going to show you just some quick things that I'm going to put together, easy peasy to put on it. But I want to kind of concentrate on the charcoal grill because I had several ladies comment that they wanted to learn how to do it. And we can do this, y'all. We absolutely can. Very first thing I'm going to put together is some baked beans. You don't have to make baked beans over complicated. You really don't, y'all. And the only thing I do consistently is I don't do anything consistently. But I do love to use my iron skillets on the grill. And this is a Bush's brown sugar hickory baked beans. So they've already done most of the work for you. And I'm just going to put this in here. And I'm going to add one more little can because I don't know if I think that's enough or not. One thing like whenever I fire the grill up, I like to do a lot of different things on it. And then we've got food that we can eat on the rest of the week or, whatever. And then you've always got something in the refrigerator. If they get down to the farm and can't get loose to go get some dinner or lunch, that noon meal, we've always got something in the house for them to eat. Now, one thing I am going to do, you know what? I forgot my flat spoon. I'll be right back. Y'all stay right there. Sing and talk amongst yourself. Okay, now considering the price of bacon is gone sky high, I'm not going to add bacon to my baked beans. I am going to add about a flat spoon. In June the 19th, I believe, of last year, 2021, we made flat spoons. I'm just going to add that much bacon grease. And whenever we get to, when this gets melted out on the fire, it will absolutely, I'll stir it and it will be fine. Absolutely fine. Now I am going to add a little bit of, this is Sweet Baby Ray's, no sugar added, original barbecue sauce. You can use any barbecue sauce you want. And that looks like enough. We're just eyeballing it anyway, aren't we? And considering I've used barbecue sauce and the beans are sweet, I'm going to add just a scotch of yellow mustard just to kind of tarten it back up. You can make this any way you want to, y'all. You can saute onions and bell peppers, and I don't care for bell peppers in mine. Let me move this. But you can do, well, how handy is that? You can just do whatever you want to do to this. Now, I'm going to cook this on the grill uncovered. And I think there we go. And that's that. Now, I'm going to put this out of our way. Now, one of the other things I'm going to do, just to have snacky doos for supper, my favorite kielbasa to cook on the grill is a turkey kielbasa. To me, I just like the flavor of the turkey and the texture of it better on the grill than I do the other kinds. And the brand, I'm not brand loyal on this, but I am going to rub that with the BBQ Rub that we made last week together. And I'll include that recipe. I'm also going to cook some asparagus on the grill. Now, whenever I brought this asparagus home yesterday, I went ahead and I washed it and I snapped the bottoms off like that. And then I put it in a glass jar. Well, first off, I'm going to tell you I washed it. Now, whenever I wash my produce, I just take a big bowl of fresh water and put a couple, about like that, white vinegar in it. And then I put my produce in it and I swash it around. And I didn't rinse this off of the vinegar off because I'm going to be using balsamic vinegar. But whenever I do my strawberries and different things like that, I do rinse those off to kind of get that vinegar taste on it. But there is a dessert of strawberries with a drizzle of balsamic vinegar on it. Ooh, yeah, it's so good. So anyway, I'm going to put the iron skillet on the fire and get it blazing hot. And then I'm going to add my asparagus. Now, on my asparagus, I'm just going to use my asparagus serving bowl for this. And my hands are clean, y'all. And I made hamburgers a while ago. And let's see, I used salt and pepper and garlic mix, and I mix equal parts in the container. And then I've been adding either a little bit of rosemary or a little bit of thyme, just a little bit, just a thyme or rosemary, just to kind of give it just a little bit more of an earthy flavor. Now this is just a couple tablespoons of olive oil that I've cut up 2 crushed cloves of garlic. And I'm just gonna, and I kind of muddled it around to kind of get some of that garlic flavor kind of in there with that better. So let's see, let's add us a little balsamic vinegar, your favorite brand. And this is Mount of Olives. And I love this brand. And my friend Amanda in Jonesboro, Arkansas carries this line of vinegars and olive oils. And oh, they're so good. I could just drink them. They're delicious. And I'm just going to drizzle some balsamic on this. Now, I'm going to toss this, but I'm not going to do it right now. Y'all know how to do that. But what I am going to do, let's see, I'm going to add a little bit of salt to this, just a little bit. And I will, I'll give that a toss. But I'm going to show you, I have a gadget, y'all. I love me some gadgets, and I want y'all to see this. And I did order this off of the Amazon because I could not find it local. I don't like to order stuff unless I can't find it. But I'm going to saute some purple onions in a little iron skillet out there to go on top of our hamburgers. But check this out, y'all. Look at that. Looks like a hair pick, doesn't it? But it is a slicer holder downer. I don't know what it's called. I'll try to figure that out. But you just, it holds down your piece of produce. And I should have brought that other knife over here. But anyway, and you can just, especially when you get to the end, it just holds it better. And if I'd had my bigger knife, but y'all know how it is. It's going to be fine. So there you go. Look at that. Look at that. It's just so much easier. Let's see if it has a brand on it. I can't find it. But anyway, I'll go through my my Amazon files, and I'll find what this is. But it's great for slicing anything. You can just hold anything down. Tomatoes, whatever. But anyway, this is just something I like, and I like to share things with y'all. All right, I am going to get this all cleaned up, and I'm going to go get my fire started. And we're going to walk through that process on how to get that fire started. So I'll see y'all outside, and I'm going to go put all this where it goes. So I'll be back in just a little bit. Okay, y'all. You know when we film outside, it's a hit or miss, or the wind and the sun. But I'm going to show you an up-close picture thing of this. Is my very favorite thing. It is a Weber fire starter. Looks like this. Hey, y'all. But what you do, and I'll show you in a minute. But until I started using this, I always used lighter fluid, and you have to let it burn so you can get that off. And I don't like that taste and that smell, and I always thought it wasn't healthy for us, and it wasn't healthy for us. But what you do, you crumble up newspaper and put in this bottom, and then you turn it over and you fill this full of your coals or lump charcoal or whatever charcoal you like. Now if you don't have newspapers, I have used paper towels, and you can spray those with cooking spray, and it'll help them burn longer to kind of get the fire going. But there's my handy dandy charcoal grill. Okay, let me tell you a few things about a charcoal grill. Just me, I'm a housewife cooker, and I'm not a professional, but I love cooking outside on charcoal. A lot of people like gas. I don't care for gas because I like that wood flavor. When you go to buy a grill, make sure that you test it out. Make sure you can lift the lid. I would love to have one of those great big, I'm not going to say the brand name, one of those great big crock type big things. I can't raise the lid, y'all. I've just got weenie arms. I can't do it. So make sure you get one you can raise the lid on. And another thing, I like to have one with wheels so I can turn it in the yard or wherever I'm at, because I like the wind. They have grates on the sides that open, and then one up the top. You have to have the air circulation for your fire to do its fiery thing. And I like to get where I can have the wind blowing kind of through those grates, and also if they're blowing through the grates like this, whenever I open it, I'm not going to get a face full of smoke most of the time. But, and it does have a thermometer thing on it, but honestly, y'all don't pay attention to that. I've got another one that's just sitting in there like you put in your oven in the house. I don't pay attention to that. Why do I even have that? I don't know. But the important thing to me is I can lift the lid, I can push it around without asking for help, and is that it? Oh, you gotta have one of these. You gotta have one of these. Okay, we're gonna go over here and we're gonna get this fire started, and I think y'all are gonna have to stand in the flower bed, but please don't turn over. We'll see how this goes. Okay, see you back in a minute. Alrighty, y'all. I've got my newspaper and I've got this turned upside down. I'm gonna wad my newspaper up, put it in here. Magazines don't work. You gotta have some newspaper. Okay, let's see. I think that's gonna be enough. So I'm gonna turn it over. I'm gonna set it on my where the charcoal goes. I've got the grate setting out over here. Now I'm just gonna fill this full. Now, if you're using this, you don't have, you know, they do sell a charcoal that has lighter fluid that's coated all over it. If you're using this method, you don't have to use that. And I'm all for not having to use that. And this is, let's see, what is this? This is just a Pitmaster Pecan Mesquite and Pecan Blend. And I think I probably got this at Lowe's. So we're going to pour this full. And one of the things that I'm terrible about, y'all, I have a tendency not to use enough charcoal. Because I think I'm going to save a few pennies, and then I don't have my fire's not hot enough. So I always bring two because you never know. And we're just going to light this up. I love this thing. My son left this here. He was lighting the fire one day, and I commandeered it, and I ain't giving it back to him. He can't have it. Okay, let's see here. We're going to get another over here. Make sure we're going. Yep. Alrighty. Now we're cooking with butter. Okay, y'all. Let's get back out in the shade, away from that. I'm gonna let this. There you are. I'm gonna let this sit with the lid open, and I'm gonna keep an eye on it. And whenever it gets where the coals are, you can just tell they're beet red, and that's when I'm gonna pour it out. But we'll get back together whenever it's time to do that. And I'm going to go in the house and wash up some of these dishes I got dirty a while ago. So, I think we're good now. So, see you back in a little bit. Alright, y'all. I'm going to see if I can turn you without dropping you in the fire. Can you see down in there? See those coals? See, they've got a little bit of ash on them. Alright, I'm going to flip her out. Hang on a minute. Okay, y'all. It is ready to flip. Make sure you have some good pot holders. And I'm talking good pot holders, because this is hot. Now you want to be very, very careful. I'm wearing sandals. That's probably bad advice from me. But when you dump this out, do not set it on the concrete, because it will blister your concrete and pop off the top, and then we'll all get in trouble. I put it underneath my charcoal grill on that tray down there. But I'm going to grab it by one handle and grab it by the other. Let's see. First off, I'm going to lower let me lower this down to the bottom, just to be safe. And I'm just going to pour my coals just like that. And I'm going to set this down here, get it out of my way so I don't burn myself. Now, I like to keep a stick around. If you got trees, you got sticks. And I like to use that to go ahead and get my charcoals, woo, evenly kind of distributed, sort of kind of. Okay, and I'm going to put this down. I'm going to take these gloves off. I'm going to put my grill grates on, and then I'm going to go ahead and get the iron skillet that I'm going to put my asparagus on, and cook my red onions, and I'm going to go ahead and get those in there real quick so I can be making use of this fire while it's trying to get ready for my burgers. And one thing, I do have the oven in the house turned on 170. So when things get right on here, I'm going to take them and put them in the house, in the oven. And then it'll keep them, and then I'm not using valuable real estate on my grill. So, see you back in here in just a second. Okay, y'all, I'm going to get my iron skillet out to put my onions in. I hope y'all can see this. Now, this is very, very hot. And I used about a couple tablespoons of ghee. And I used it the other day, and a sweet lady or two asked, can we make ghee? And I said, absolutely, we will do that. But today, we're not doing ghee. We will do that on another fun day. I got to have my hand there. Okay, so I'm just going to put these onions in this skillet. And let's see, I'm going to use just a little bit of this BBQ Rub. Ooh. Just a little bit of that rub. And then I'll continue, I'll turn that around every once in a while. Let me set this down over here. I won't break it. Okay. Now, I'm going to put this in, and I'm going to quickly get out my griddle that I'm going to put my asparagus in. Set that there. When you raise the lid, if you're using charcoal, you want to be able to put it down pretty quickly. You know, when you're using gas, you won't lose your heat so fast. So I'm just going to put these asparagus on this hot. Ooh, that sounds good. Whoop. That one didn't want to go. That's okay. There's plenty. Let's just pour the rest of this on the top like that. Okay. Now I'm going to quickly set this back in here, and I'm going to eyeball these baked beans. And they're not bubbling or anything yet. So I'm going to set my timer. Oh, probably I'll check this in another 5 to 7 minutes, something like that. So I'll see y'all back in a little bit. We're back in progress, y'all. I'm also making deviled eggs in the house. And y'all hang on to the end. We're going to have a really fun, old-timey, where y'all at? There you are. An old-timey dessert that's really fun. And I think a lot of y'all are going to remember doing it back when we was little kids. So, see you back in a little bit. Alrighty, y'all. I'm going to show you what I like to do. I like to take a cookie sheet and line it with tin foil, and then take a kitchen towel that I use just for this kind of stuff, and I put my utensils on it that I'm going to use, and I cover it up to keep some flies off. And if you need to keep a rock or something there to keep it from blowing off, there you go. So I'm going to stir my baked beans, and I'm going to check on my asparagus. So let's just see. And it's 325 right now. So I'm just going to quickly give this asparagus a little toss there, and I'm going to stir these beans real quick, because I don't want to lose that fire. And I think one thing I'm going to do is move get my onions down here. They're getting hot enough to see. Okay, there we go. We're well into it. See you back in a little bit. Alrighty, y'all. The asparagus is ready to go in the house and go set in the that oven that's on 170. And these beans are bubbling, so but the same goes for them. They've got plenty of that flavor in them. So I'm just going to take this in there, and I'm going to raise my grate up where my coals are, so I can get my onions cooking really good. And I'm going to take these beans in, and I'll come back and get the rest of that. And then we're going to get these burgers, I promise. All right, y'all, I'm fixing to put these hamburgers on. And I salt and peppered and garlicked them. And I made them into patties, and I put them on individual little paper, parchment paper sheets, so I can quickly put them in there. And I did put a thumb indentation in each one. But I'm just going to raise this up, and I'm going to do this as quickly as I can, because I don't want to lose my heat. And I never really lose my heat. I think this every single time, but by the time I take my stuff up, the heat is always perfect then too, if I use enough charcoal. So let's turn your handle around, buddy. There, get your handle around. I want that spot right there. All right, now let me get my little onions, and you see there's our kielbasa. It's just hanging out up there, just minding its own beeswax. And I'm going to toss these onions a little bit. It smells so good. And I do have the grate, the thing where the charcoal is, all the way to the top. So I'm going to put this down, and I'll see y'all back. Okay, y'all, I'm going to stir my onions and check on my kielbasa. Those are going to be better than they look, those onions. I promise you that. Sure do. Okay, let's turn our hamburgers over. There, that's what we're looking for. That good. That's going to be mine right there, I think. Woo-hoo. They're closer together. And I think I'm going to put some blue cheese on mine right now. I love blue cheese. So let me get this open. Now if you like to put cheese on yours, this is a good time to do it. Let me see if I can do this without making a complete mess. Y'all know me. Yep. And a complete mess was made. It's going to be okay, isn't it? Yes, it will be okay. Okay, there we go. Shut that door. See y'all when these are ready to take out. Okay, y'all, I want to see how this goes. Now mine and this one are 165 with the internal temperature of the little y'all, I'm sorry about this wind. I can't help it. It blows like this all the time out here. But you see, that's just not quite clear, the juice in that one. And then the juice in this one is not quite clear, but it is clear in this one. So even if this wasn't 165, it's over 160, and I would not have a problem eating that. And a lot of times I do take them up at this stage here, because if we're going to reheat these in the microwave, it will cook the centers of those. So, alrighty, I'm going to take these up. Okay, y'all, we are ready to eat them up, yum yum. Everything is off of the grill. And for his hamburger, he likes ketchup and mustard. And so I just mix them equally and put them in a container, and I have a little label maker that I just put ketchup and mustard hamburger sauce on. And I put that on there. And then he's got some bread and butter stackers. And let's just get that little hamburger right here. And put a few of these onions that look terrible, but they are good, y'all. Just a few of those onions on there. There we go. Let's get a little asparagus. Come here. And this is, you know, putting these in the oven at 170, it keeps them just about the right temperature. And a helping of baked beans. And this kielbasa, I'll attach a picture at the end, and some deviled eggs I whipped up too. There's a barbecue place in Memphis, the Rendezvous, and they're famous for their cheese and kielbasa platters. So that's what I'm going to do with that one. So there's my Donnies, and mine's going to be basically the same thing, except mine's just this blue cheese hamburger minus the bun. And that's going to make it gluten-free because I'm not going to eat the bread. And I can't find a hamburger. I can't find a bun, a gluten-free bun that I like at all. So it's just better. I don't want to waste calories. So I'm just going to put a few of these on top of that and get me a little baked beans. Woo! Somebody's going to have to clean the kitchen up. And a little deviled egg. Did I get over here with the fork? Oh, y'all, there's a fly. Hang on. Okay, stop the presses. I'll be right back. Don't move. Hang on. Woo! Can't have it. There's fly. Sorry about that. I just cannot stand deep and talk with my mouth full. But ladies, we can do this. We can cook over an open fire. We can do this. And the way you learn to do something, y'all, is just you just get to getting and get to do it. You can do this. I have faith in y'all. So I'm going to go. We're going to eat us some dinner. And then we're going to get back together and we're going to have that little dessert that we talked about a while ago. That it's going to be kind of a surprise. And it's going to be simple. See you back in a little bit. Okay, y'all. We're going to fix an old-timey, easy dessert. Coke floats. So I've got I think my grandma and grandpa had gone someplace on a trip and had this Dog and Suds heavy mug. But then you can also fancy this up and put it in a wine glass. And if you have some ice cream that is too hard to dip, I'll put that in mine. I'll give him this one. If too hard to dip, you can put it in the microwave for like 10-15 seconds. No longer, and it'll make it just soft enough that it'll dip. Making a mess, y'all, but it's okay. And you know, here in the South, we call everything a Coke, whether it's a Pepsi or a Dr. Pepper or whatever it is. It's all a Coke to us. But you could have a root beer float, just whatever kind of float, whatever floats you boat. So. Pour this good cold Coca-Cola over it, and then we'll put it in his pretty mug. Things don't have to be hard, y'all, to be good, do they? Not a bit. So there we go. And you know, I love the way it gets crystallized. The ice cream just gets kind of crystallized on there. But it tastes like old-timey Southern time. Summertime, summertime. I would sing to y'all, but I'd never see you again. We're going to have our Coke floats. And then we're going to kick our feet up. I'm tired of standing all day in the kitchen. So we'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.